This is a section on the go-behind finish to a front headlock. It is the most effective way to score points from a front headlock, and maybe the most effective way to score points in wrestling, since front headlock is such an underutilized, undercoached position. We prefer a more athletic version of the front headlock that we're going to show from Randy Lewis and Mark Schultz. This is something that you should be drilling every single day in your wrestling room and have hundreds and thousands of reps over time.
Right hand has the chin, shoulder back the neck, left hand has the elbow, on my toes. All right, step one, let go of the chin, slap your belly. Step two, circle, one time to the left. Step three, you're digging your deep arm, we've already done this. Step four, I'm going to attack the hip and pull myself around. Again, one, let go of the chin, slap your belly. Two, circle. Three, dig a backhand. Four, grab the hip, pull yourself around. So in a match, it would look like this. You ready? He shoots, I'm wrestling here. Just very quick, fast hands. Go ahead and grab my elbow. Even if you grab your elbow, it'll still work for you. All right? Much of the time, if he grabs my elbow, I can still hit him with a go behind. All right? The key is to clear that head. I don't want his head in the way. So that's why I slap myself in the belly first, and then I roll on top of the head. All right? Slap your belly, circle, dig a deep arm, and you're over the guy.
Go behind is one of the most important moves in wrestling. Let's look at some ways to finish it quickly and decisively.
I'm not like this. I don't have straight legs. I'm here. This hand comes right here. And I just spin behind it. Okay, now, I'm going to come in. I like to come inside his thigh there. See that? Right here. Okay. And the reason I do that is so he doesn't side.
This is how we like to drill our go behind. Have your opponent shoot in, block him at the shoulders with both hands, and then practice being an athlete. It's a switch of the grip and a jump. Get one hand behind the armpit, spike the far hip, and get behind him as fast as you can.
So as you're pulling him down, before he hits the ground, you start pushing him to the side, and you're going to start your shuck by, or your spin behind. Okay, and it looks like this. Takedown and no takedown. Here is no takedown, okay? Here's a takedown. It's basically just a switch of the grip and maybe a little jump behind with my hand, with my legs. And that's another thing. You don't want to walk or run behind your opponent when you do this move. You want to jump with both feet at once, like this. Okay?
This is a perfect example of how to do a go behind. Notice Mark starts out on his toes, not his knees. It's a quick switch of the grip and an athletic jump for the go behind. The only thing I'd recommend here is that at the end of the move you spike the far hip and do a hip pull to get right into your half series.
Now, there's a spin drill that you can do. Okay? That will help you learn exactly the fastest way to get behind your opponent.
All right, now when I'm thinking about this is kind of a brutal way to think about it, but this will help you. I'm thinking about bouncing his head off the mat, and that's important. And that's how I'm going to move him. I'm going to pull him forward and to the side, I'm going to pull the head forward and to the arm. And I'm going to think about bouncing his head off the mat. Again, elbows, shoulders here. Now, I'm going to come here and I'm going to pull the head to the arm and I'm going to bounce it off the mat right there. That's what I want to do right there. Now, watch what happens here. On this side, I'm on my feet here. Once I get here, the hand that's on the head is going to release. All right, I'm going to bring this hand all the way to the other side. All right, you can't see it right now, but watch where my position is. I just bounced his head off the mat right here. I'm coming right here. All right, now, once I get in this position, let's turn. All right, I just ended up right here. Now you're gonna see the arm right here. See the hand come through there? And I'm blocking here. This is where I want him. I want him on his elbow. All right, this is ideal. This is a dominant position for me. All right, so I'm blocking here. I'm coming right here. Now, watch this shoulder. This isn't gonna do me any good to keep the shoulder. What I wanna do is I wanna square my chest to him and run into him. So I'm going around behind him. I'm gonna square my chest to him, and I'm gonna push with my chest to him right there.
Pay attention, because we believe that this backside go behind or reverse go behind is the best move you'll ever learn.
Okay, now what happens is you got a lot of guys that are squaring, and if it's a dog fight down there, there's a couple things that you can do technically, all right? One is just and I don't do this much, but it is open, is when I'm coming here, and I'm trying to go behind this way, he's gonna really square, so I'm just gonna whip right there and up on top. That's not something that I'd feel comfortable doing. What I would rather do is when I'm going around behind, pull his head down, I'm going around behind him. Watch this hand. He's squaring, doing a good job. Go back, go back. Watch this hand. It's gonna come right there. Right there. Very effective, very effective. I'm gonna do a live situation where the guy's really squaring with me and demonstrate just what it looks like when I get him, when I switch and go to the other side. And that's something that just a lot of repetition and a lot of practice will help you realize. And when you're having trouble or in a rut in this position, instead of just holding on here and keep looking, going there, just switch right there. All right, we'll do it again for the camera here. I'm here, I'm trying to go around behind, I'm blocking right there. Now I'm coming here. Right there, or coming up, blocking, driving right there. All right, just switching there, so I'm coming here. And that time I set him up for it. That was a little different. All right, so instead of coming here and looking for this, I just came here and I set him up for it. Right there. Coming right around behind him. All right, but if he's squaring with me and I'm looking for this, here, boom, right there it is. Right there it is. And that's another finish too, that when I go around behind him, instead of coming up the butt, if I go around behind him, I can come right here, but I'm only wrist deep. And now what I'll do is I'll just kind of block. I block with my knee. I'm going around behind him, I block with my knee right here, and come right here.
In essence, this move is no different from our shuck finish on the front headlock. You're going to see he gets his opponent moving, he's on his toes, and he's just going to shuck the shoulder in reverse direction, just like our front headlock shuck finish. Let's look again. On his toes, hustling for the front side go behind, grabs that back shoulder. His opponent is already moving, reverses direction, under the armpit, under the hip. Here's some highlights of Tom Brands in international competition, and we don't really need to comment a lot because the tape just speaks for itself. He's off his toes, he hustles, his hand placement is perfect, he's anticipating off the shot, and he switches between front side and back side better than anybody we've ever seen. But we watched Tom and Terry Brands make a phenomenal career with this as one of their major moves in their staple of technique. One thing we want you to take notice of is that Tom Brands here is just constantly hustling, constantly snapping, constantly changing directions into his front side and back side go behind. We're going to include this move in front body lock as well because it can just as easily be done out of a front body lock as it can a front headlock. You can see here he gets his elbow caught, he fixes it, and goes to a front body lock into his reverse go behind. Here's Kudakov with a reverse go behind.